I like randomly in the past like year and a half started getting scared of like panic attack every time I get on a plane. I literally almost one time was like, should I ask the flight attendant if we can fly lower so that when we go down, at least we won't be flying from so high. I have to. It sucks. I used to be a window open.
You need dog
disco,
Xanax.
like picture guy. Now I need to be one large sleeping pill. Like, and if I have to do LA to New York or something, I am breathing through it until I fall asleep. Genuinely, I don't know what happened to me either. It sucks because my dad's been a pilot since I was like born, obviously. And
Really?
Yeah, and I've been flying so much forever, and now I'm like claustrophobic, scared of heights. What the hell is that? Why did I get late onset pussyism?
Welcome back to the Overheard LA podcast. I'm Emily from Overheard LA.
And I'm Justina from Overheard LA. And another beautiful day in LA.
Random thought. I want to get something pierced.
Tell me why.
I think it's because I keep seeing the girly, like I'm so easily influenced by everyone around me. Like I fully admit I am like a basic bitch. I see something that looks good on somebody and I'm like, I want that. Everybody's got like the really cool ear situation going lately. And I have the same 2 holes that I've had since I got them at Claire's.
Do you have 2 on both sides? Is
Yes.
that what we're rocking? Okay.
Claire's all the way.
You do have a nose ring, which I
do
think
have a
is a
nose
look. Like that.
Yeah.
I often find that I know I'm in crisis when I'm like, I need to get a piercing.
Yeah.
Like that's when I'm like, shit's going downhill.
It's definitely like a bangs thing. Like it's like for some reason the other night I was like spiraling about I don't even know what I was spiraling about. There's a platter of things
My
you can
weekly
choose.
spiral.
My weekly spiral. And I was just like, I want a piercing. And
Yeah.
it's like, why? But it's like non-committal. It's not like a tattoo. It's like,
I love a piercing. We should go. I'm down to go. We
what
should
if
do
we
this
bring
for the pod.
someone?
Oh, I think we should do it on the
it
podcast.
here?
Oh yeah, let's.
Let's get a piercer. What do you want to get pierced?
I want to get a lot of things. My problem is, again, like the tattoo situation that we've talked about, I'm all or nothing. Like I'm like, no piercings, 9 piercings.
You should go eyebrow.
No face.
Bulldog energy.
Do you know this about, I don't know if you know this about me. I had a Monroe piercing.
What's a Monroe piercing?
This, like right here where I'm pointing. It's like above your lip. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. When I was 18.
Wait, I didn't know this about you. Oh my God, I love uncovering new things about you.
When I was 18, me and my best friend were determined to get a tattoo. Like we were like, we're getting a tattoo tonight. One of those, like driving around.
Which I also want to do.
Here's the thing. Our brilliant idea for a tattoo was a skull with a bow on it. Okay. So think Jesus that we drove around to like 4 tattoo parlors and they were all like, oh, we don't have space today. Like nobody could do it. I was like this, blessing in disguise. But I was like, we need to do something. Like, I was like itching to get something done. So we were like, let's get a Monroe piercing. So my best friend is like,
I didn't even know that existed.
yeah. She's like, you have to go first. She's afraid of needles, right? So I'm like, okay, fine, no problem. I go. They pull out a needle. A foot long. Okay. It was the craziest thing. I'm like, why do you need a machete to pierce my, like it's this long.
That's how it was when they pierced my nose. It was like,
Why do they need that?
machete?
It was crazy. It was so large.
This would be such a painful
But here's the thing. She saw that, my best friend saw it, then was like, fuck this, I'm out, I'm not gonna do this. So I end up with a fucking Monroe piercing.
Wait,
she
can
does
I see
not.
pictures?
Yeah, there's still a hole in my face. It is not.
Follow Overheard LA pod. We're about to put up an entire carousel of Justina with her Monroe piercing.
There's not that many photos, and let me tell you why. Because that day I get home or that night, it was like so late. So my mom saw me in the morning. I was still living at home. I was 18.
Did she kill you?
And she was like, my mom, like in very immigrant mom fashion, goes, now you're not gonna be a lawyer. Fast forward, she was right.
Your mom is the funniest.
I mean, she was so pissed. But then the even better part of that is she had invited the priest over for dinner that night. And so I spent the entire dinner speaking with my hand covered over my face. So why would he care? Like, do you know what I mean? Like in hindsight, but it was so like, this is so embarrassing to the family that you pierced your face. So I spent the whole dinner with the priest talking like this. I was like, like hand fully covering my mouth.
Anyway.
Pause for fly.
To everybody listening audio only, there's a big fly buzzing around my head, which makes me sound like Pigpen. I want everyone to know I took a shower this morning and I'm very clean.
I don't know why are flies a thing in the winter? Why is there one here?
No, Flies are a thing in cities. But I get really self-conscious when a fly is around me because in a pig pen, Charlie Brown way, I'm like, do I smell? Do you get a complex when you have a fly?
No, but also I don't find that there's like many flies around me. So maybe it's just like, maybe it's more of like it hasn't happened.
Have you ever looked at a fly up close and seen them doing their like,
ew, no, flies are so disgusting. I try to not be around flies at all.
I always think about how flies are always like scheming. They're always like rubbing their hands
Why
together.
do you know that?
Have you ever looked at a fly?
No. Hold on. Going back to it though. So I walk in like a neighborhood, right? Mm-hmm. Why is it so fucking embarrassing to see the same people over and over on your walk? Like, you know, like you're all doing your own route and then you like see each other again and again. Why is it so embarrassing? So the first time you walk by and you're like, hey, or hi, you know, whatever. But by like time 3, what the fuck do you do?
But when you have a dog, it's okay. Here's the thing. You and I are both not walking dogs.
Yeah.
People who are walking dogs, I feel like have this entire club that I don't really get to be a part of. Like they all know each other's names, like because their dogs sniff each other's butts. And like, I don't get that because I'm just, to me, or to them, I'm just like some random lady walking. Do you know what is so embarrassing? Wait, have you ever had to do this? It makes me cry every time. When you're on a walk and for whatever reason, you're like not doing like a loop and you get to the point of your walk where it's time to turn around. No. Why is it so embarrassing? Like you get to a corner and you just go, and you just turn around and go back the other way. And if somebody's watching,
it's one of the human moments.
I did this yesterday and I was like, I gave myself an ick.
No, it's
I
tough.
didn't know what to do.
I don't know why that is embarrassing, but
why
it is embarrassing.
So embarrassing?
But still, if you see somebody with a dog 3 times, like the dog's 3 times, it's the same people multiple times. I don't know what to do about it.
They have like a community. Like my neighbor who has a dog knows all of the neighbors' names on our block.
No, I know.
Because all the dog people, and I'm like, well, I don't have a dog, but can I be in your club? Like,
you should start walking dog. Like you should get, you know, like do like Rover or whatever the app is and just start walking dogs so you can like make friends in your neighborhood.
If I was, I mean, I'm not going to lie. If I was like single and trying to date, it just feels like such a good way.
Dog is a great, yeah.
Yeah. Because I've seen some hot guys in my neighborhood walking dogs.
Do you ever, my problem is that sometimes I don't even look at the owner. I'm like so laser focused on the cutie doggy that then I look up and I'm like, oh, you're hot. That's nice. Yeah. But I'm like, here.
I know. I always wonder too. I'm like, depending on the type of dog and the dude, I'm like, is that the type of dog you get with girlfriend?
Oh, interesting.
Is that a dog?
That's funny. Oh my gosh. You're analyzing. Like I'm never analyzing that deep.
Because we've gotten these with like misconnections before. I remember this one specifically where it was this misconnection and they were looking for a guy with a certain type of white dog that was a Runyon, and every single DM we got to that misconnection was like, any guy who has that type of dog is not single.
Yeah.
And then it's like, so what kind of dog is a single guy's dog or girl? I don't know many guys with like a Chihuahua or a Bichon or a...
I gotta tell you, I fucking hate Chihuahuas.
I knew this was
coming. I know. And I love everybody and all my friends that have one, so I'm sorry. But they're just like so fucking mad all the time.
They're so mad.
Why are they so mad?
But they're anxious.
Is that why they're mad? But then they look terrifying.
I will say I always felt that way about Chihuahuas. And then like my best friend got a Chihuahua who's very sweet. But I think this Chihuahua is an exception.
But does the Chihuahua do the thing where like if you like get near them, they're like,
no, she's very
and
sweet.
You're like, why are you
But I think that's
that?
because she was exposed to a shit ton of stuff when she was young. Like we used to basically like take her to the club when she was a puppy. So like there's no sense of like
she's
noise.
like the Paris Hilton dog.
Yeah. She's exactly like a Paris Hilton dog. But Chihuahuas as a whole are a little bit cunty, gotta say.
But you're right. They're anxious, but it's just like, it's like, stop. Like, get a grip. Like, what are you going to fucking do with that fucking little, like, what? It's just very annoying to me.
The whole time you're saying this, I'm just thinking about the fact that I'm like anxious, small.
And now I'm going to step on you.
Am I a Chihuahua?
No, because you don't growl. You're not like, imagine we got on a call and you were just like.
That's why I mute on
I would
Zoom
leave
meetings.
the window so quick. I'd feel like I'm done
That's
with
why I
this
turn
meeting.
my camera off. You think I turn my camera off because I'm eating? It's actually because I'm going like
growling.
can't handle this today. What kind of dog would you be if you were a
wish
dog?
You could growl as a human. I mean, you could. You know what I just thought about? The people in high school. Did you have like people with like, you know, like tails and ears in high school?
Sorry, what?
Okay, so this is interesting.
Where are you from?
No, I swear. Okay, let's
Like
poll the audience,
furries?
please. No. Well, well, I don't know if you're a furry in high school.
Is this how I find out you're a
high
furry?
No.
Okay.
What? Most people, I think that most high schools have this like subset of people that wear a tail and
okay. I'm sorry. This went into my brain is you saying, did you go to high school with anyone who had a tail?
Is that what I said?
Yes.
It's possible that I presented it that way. Okay, well.
Okay. Oh,
I mean,
so like the weird kids that wear like ears and tails.
Yeah.
Until Ariana Grande made that cool.
Did she
Which
wear a
happened,
tail?
I feel like a couple of years ago. No, she wore ears.
I think the tail is really important in this story.
No, I did not go to high school with anyone who had a tail.
Okay. If you're listening to this, could you send us a DM and let me know if you went to high school with somebody who wore a tail? Because I do want to see what the percentage is and like why that happened to us.
I get pajama pant kids.
I think there's an overlap.
But
I think if we're talking Venn diagram, it's the middle of the Venn diagram.
You didn't answer the question of what dog you would be. We're going to unpack that in the next episode. I want you to really, really think about it.
I can give you a really fast answer. I know this.
Okay.
I'm a bulldog. It's the body type. It's the like snorting. It's all, like I'm a bulldog.
Oh, that was so hot the way you said that. This is going to get you lots
The
of DMs.
snorting.
This is going to get you lots of DMs. I mean, I'm a Chihuahua. So.
If you're looking for a bulldog, call me.
Oh, man. We should get to our guest. We should also figure out what kind of dog he is. What do you think? What kind of dog do you think?
Golden retriever.
Yeah, he's a
That's
golden
the vibe
retriever.
I'm getting.
So that's the first clue. Our guest today, is a golden retriever. He's a very funny guy from the internet, turned comedian and podcast host. You may know him as Fibula, but at the DMV they call him Connor. So, welcome to the office, Connor Wood. Welcome to the office, Connor.
Thank you so much. This is amazing. This space. I'm feeling
you.
very aligned here.
We live and work here.
It's the crystals.
It's the
It is. I
crystals.
know. I
the
felt
crystals.
them.
Do you prefer Connor or Fibula?
Either works. I think Connor, I need to start saying because people don't know my name.
And follow up, why are you called Fibula?
This sucks. Like this is where you need to learn how to lie, you know. And I every time I get this question, I'm like, why don't I have my lie ready yet? I need a story. There's no story. I just like was in college, and honestly, there is kind of a story. It's just not cool.
Are you connected to the tibia?
And anatomically, yes. I don't even have a metaphor to make that work within this story. So, but in college, we used to go to I went to school in Austin, and there was this festival, ACL, and to get through the crowd, my friends, I had the like Justin Bieber swoop haircut in college, and they'd be like, "Oh, can we get a picture with you? Can we get it before TikTok or anything?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." And they would tell everyone in the crowd I was from the show Wizards of Waverly Place because I kind of had the look. And
Wait, they thought you were a celebrity? That's why they'd want pictures
yeah,
of
so
you?
like they'd be like, he needs to get to the front, like, and they would literally just like open because of
that's so funny.
Wizards of Waverly Place, the power that show holds.
Dying.
And I wasn't, obviously, but like no one really knows the cast inside and out because it's been a while. And people would be like, "What's his Instagram?" And it was my name, so I was like, I need to change it to a word that like people aren't. And so then Fibula was born.
That's incredible. I think that's a great
That's
story.
a
Yeah,
great
it's
story.
cool. It's cool. It's a little long, and it's not like
It's not a
boom.
fast like.
No, but it's like Beyonce.
It was. Yeah,
It's a one-word-
one-worder.
Beyonce, Fibula. It rolls off the,
One in the same.
great story.
It is the same.
Does have you ever in your circles of fame met Selena Gomez?
No.
Because it would be really funny if she found out you lied about being on Wizards.
I know, and there's I have a couple friends. There's 0 degree of separation between me and Selena Gomez.
So what's stopping
degrees.
you?
Her probably.
Okay,
has
that's fair.
probably
That's
no
actually
interest
fair.
in meeting me.
That's not
I
true.
would have guessed.
Well, she's with Benny right now.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's an interesting relationship.
Benny cooks with my roommate, like at our house, and there's nothing.
So there's 0 degrees between you and Wizards of Waverly Place.
Nothing.
It's like
yeah.
an invisible
Me and
string.
Selena could get in the stew if we needed to.
It's the invisible string theory. I love this.
what's the invisible string theory? I keep seeing that as my like search bar on TikTok. I watched a TikTok about this girl, like, here's my skincare routine, and it's like invisible string theory. You want to look at this? And I'm like, I don't even know what's the invisible string theory.
Can you explain it?
Why? I'm curious to know why the skincare routine would be.
I
get that in. It wants me to look at it. Is that the invisible string pulling me to learn more about the theory?
To
It could
Selena
be.
Gomez.
Well, the invisible string theory, I mean, I'm sure somebody will correct me, but I think it's the idea that like at some point, like Taylor and Travis, let's use them as the example, that like her backup dancer is like his friend's somebody. Like it's just that there's like an invisible string tying you to the other person. So it's like something was always going to bring you into like together
like
in the
fate.
universe.
I like that. So yeah, we have just been giving since the birth of TikTok. Like we're just like, by the way, that's the snail effect. Like we just keep naming things.
100%.
We have a word. It's called
People
fate.
just
It's called
create.
destiny.
100%.
There's no. Yeah,
No,
it's
TikTok
the butterfly
does-
effect.
Yeah.
One thing leads to another.
Oh my gosh, I forgot about.
Or like what's the other one?
Mandela?
Mandela.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're a comedian. You're very funny. Some would describe you as a very silly boy. You have
Facts.
great videos, everything. For our parents who listen to this podcast and don't understand the internet, like, how did you get to this place that you are
You know what's
now?
so weird is I have like a lot of, who the hell are you? How'd you get in here? It's so weird. I have a ton of like parent audience. Like I have a huge audience.
You've got
of
like some
parents.
good wholesome parents.
It's pretty,
content.
it's pretty PG. I did this show during New York Comedy Fest, and I went on somebody else's show, and I didn't realize that her audience is elders, genuinely. Like, and I had posted just to paint a
crushing the
picture.
scenery.
I had posted, I'm going to be on this show, New York Comedy Fest. I'm so stoked. And when I got there, it was exact 50-50, what looked like college-age Taylor Swift fans, and then white hair. Joe Biden spread throughout, like sprinkled in. It was crazy. And murder on the dance floor. Everyone was laughing. Like every single person was
That's
laughing
actually
equally,
great.
which is pretty cool.
Did you pick up like a whole new fan base?
I don't know if they have. I think they have like Cricket Wireless. Like they probably
yeah, they
have
can't, like,
a
they have a
Firefly.
jitterbug. They
I
don't
don't.
have. Yeah.
I think they're watching the news. The girl that I was opening for is on like a guest comedian on like
That's so
news
funny.
channels. You know, she does comedy there, commentary. But I started out on TikTok on accident because I had gotten let go during the pandemic from my job, and so then I was just like posting about, well, day like 110 of interviews, no callbacks, or not callbacks.
What do real people call them?
I don't know. Oh my god.
Wow, all of our brains just stopped working.
Second interviews?
What, like replies?
Leads?
Why do none of
Jesus
us know the word?
Christ.
Jobs?
Can anybody
Like
give
a
us the
like
word?
a like
What
a
is a
like
second
a,
interview?
Like a follow up. Like ask for a call.
I think it's just called a.
No, we know.
I know.
think
Now
it's
I'm
just
really
called a
scared for
second interview.
who I've become. A follow up interview.
Is that true? A
Ooh,
follow?
I feel like I just had a stroke.
You heard it here
the three
first.
of us.
You guys smell toast? Wow.
That was
yeah.
insane.
I was not getting any follow-up emails to the interviews that I was doing. And there was like a inherent joke, even though I was fully panicking, because I was like, the pandemic will be over soon.
It's 2020.
Yeah, that was I think that was like July. I was like, oh no, I need a job stat. No, I needed to apply for unemployment stat so I could pay for food. But got past that, and then I was like picking up followers, but I had no interest in being an influencer at all. Not that there's anything wrong with it, but I did think that. And then it really started to pick up. I didn't have that like Alex Earl viral moment that like you went viral because of this, and now you like it was just very slow, which is nice and relaxing.
Well, that
and
probably
then-
makes it easier
Kind of
too,
nice. It's
right?
not jarring.
It was nice, yeah. And there was also no like, I didn't get invited to a brand trip the second month of posting on TikTok. You know, like everything was closed. It was like pandemic. So, but there was like a wave of people that came in when people were just dancing on TikTok, and I was talking to the camera, and I think that was like a newer thing. So that was that. It kind of picked up slowly, and it's still kind of growing slowly, but it's nice. It didn't happen all at once, is what I'm trying
That
to say.
sounds very chill.
Were you in LA?
I was I
Okay,
was
so
living
you
in
had
LA when I
got
got
it.
laid off, and then left for all of the pandemic, and then came back.
What kind of work were you doing?
I worked at Bird, the scooter company.
Oh, I had a bunch of friends that worked at Bird.
Everyone here.
Everyone in Venice.
You know
worked
how
at Bird.
everyone's like, oh, everyone knows someone that's been affected by cancer. It's like, no, Bird. They've been affected by Bird.
Is Bird still in business? I haven't seen one of those in a long time.
They definitely filed for bankruptcy.
Yeah, didn't they get banned?
Everything I touch turns to bankruptcy, I swear.
That's because they lost
everywhere
you.
I've
I mean,
worked
do you
is,
think
like,
Bird is really
going under.
pissed that they lost you?
Yeah, I'm sure they're losing
Now?
a lot of sleep. No, they don't give a shit. I was last one in, first one out.
We should all just go back to like Razor scooters. I miss Razor scooters.
Do you remember like the proper Razor scooters? They would like, if you got
the feeling when it would hit your ankle?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
damn.
God.
I don't have feeling in this one part of my shin, and I feel like it's because of that on my left shin. Could be something totally else, though.
Where is your fibula?
Well, we tried to make a metaphor on our podcast, and it was like about the fibula, like, oh my God, it must be a really integral bone in your body. It's a huge bone in your leg. And we looked it up. You can actually get your fibula entirely removed and have actually no change in your day-to-day.
What is the fibula?
You don't need it at all.
Which part is it?
It's like the back part of your shin.
Okay, I thought it was the front part of your shin, and then that's
hell
why
no.
when you said that about the Razor scooter, I was like, oh my God, this is tragic.
I know.
Fibula
it would
can't
be
feel
great
its fibula.
if there was...
No, I'm just
Something
laughing that
about
you
it.
like named yourself after a body part that is like completely unnecessary
Yeah,
and
we've-
not needed at all. And
We've actually evolved past it entirely,
you're an appendix, essentially.
completely.
That makes me sad.
No, you are not an appendix to us. Connor.
Thank you.
I'm just saying, if you're going to pick a body part, pick like a vital one.
I was, hindsight is 50-50.
Yeah.
So
I like it. I wish I had like a different name.
I like the idea of this like slow rise
Yeah.
to fame because I feel like so many of these like influencer people are like, I was normal and then one video went mega viral
Yeah.
and then I had stalkers the next day. And it's like, I'm assuming it's been a lot more mentally chill. Like,
oh yeah.
I'm assuming the mental parts of rising to fame are very, very weird, but a gradual climb seems a lot better.
I'm rising as still. I'm like a COVID sourdough loaf that like you can't figure out. Like I would love to just rise already, but yeah, it's been good. Like I talk to other people and they're like, I'm gonna kill myself. I'm like, I'm totally fine. I never had that thing. So there's parts obviously like when it became my job, I was like, oh, this isn't fun anymore. I have to post TikTok so that I can eat and pay rent. But then it just comes in waves. I don't know. You have to be careful with the internet too, because like. You can only be so big. If you guys have seen like videos go viral and it's like, this is really fun. And then all of a sudden it hits like the dumbest people on the internet and then it stops being fun.
Where did the stand-up come in for you? Is that like a newer venture or?
It's been a year. Yeah.
Oh, so like
Fun.
fairly new.
It is fairly new. I definitely fast tracked it. I'm lucky, but
Do you love it?
I love it. It's addicting. It's so fun. And it's like, we just talked about the internet is kind of like a weird, uncontrollable place. And then when you put yourself in a stage, like it's so scary, but it's like you're in control of that entire experience for yourself. And it's nice just like flopping on stage and being like, cool, I can just walk away from this versus like a video when that's
Yeah.
your livelihood, like posting videos and then being like, that flopped. And now I need to like figure it out again. That flopped. On stage, you're like, okay, I'm going to leave now and get drunk.
Yeah.
Like that's nice.
That is true. You leave it in the room. It doesn't really
You
matter.
leave it in the
Nobody's
room.
like,
Yeah.
let's talk about this tomorrow.
Yeah. You just have to like go out and do it, which is like the craziest thing. You can't like read books about it.
Yeah.
You can watch as much stand up as you want. You can, listen to people's podcasts, but nothing changes unless you like freaking go out and do it. And then bombing sucks. Like I was telling you about Steph's show. I go, okay, that's all I got for you, unfortunately. Like literally, I thought she had said something before I came out, like, he is racist. And then I came out and they wanted my head on a stick. But it's literally, you don't know. You literally have to go audience to audience. And I've done the same jokes to 2 audiences in LA, just as like, litmus test. You go to East Hollywood and it kills. And then you go to Malibu and they're like scratching their heads. They like don't get it. And vice versa.
Funny. I guess I hadn't thought about that in LA specifically. Because I guess like if you're going on a nationwide tour, you're like, okay, well, this is Omaha. So like
Yeah.
but LA is even different in that way.
Yeah, completely.
And bombing is part of it, but it's obviously so scary and strange. Like,
Yeah.
I think it's really hard for humans just in general to be uncomfortable. Like it's hard when you're like, anything, somebody, anybody, like you almost like want somebody to come save you. So, but then I feel like that just like builds your confidence. You know, you're like, okay, nothing will fucking phase me.
I
now.
love bombing stories from comedians because it happens to everyone.
Everybody.
Like, no matter how
And
big you are.
comedians too. You know, like
But-
I don't think it matters.
Do you have any hilarious bombing stories?
I honestly like. I say that I've bombed. I haven't bombed that much considering like how new I am to it, but I haven't been doing hour-long sets. I have a tour coming up next week. I leave for tour, which is
Oh,
crazy for Portland and Seattle to start. And I'm sure there will be bombing stories to follow. It's like a bunch of cities across the U.S. And I start thinking about it. I'm like, I'm so scared. But then I'm like, I look back at any of the bigger comedians, and it's like they say I had 2 years where I was like stinking it up on stage, and I'm like, God forbid I have 2 years of it, but like I can handle a couple shows.
Emily and I just saw Adam Sandler the other night, and
Doing stand up, right? Oh my God.
Like a surprise
I feel like
guest.
Wait,
it was
who
incredible.
who was he with? Because I saw that too, and I was like,
We went to.
you can see Adam Sandler
I know.
do stand up?
Well, that was our reaction too in the
I
moment.
know. I feel like we haven't talked about this on the podcast yet.
Yeah.
But we had Beth Stelling on the show
Yeah.
a couple weeks
Yeah.
ago, and Beth told us like, you should come to my show at Largo next week.
Wow.
And she was like, you do not want to miss this show. Trust me.
Wink, wink.
Yeah. And we were like, okay. And I mean, I love Largo. And we went, and it was like Beth, who's hilarious. Like, I would have gone and seen her show anyway. And then she brought out Sarah Silverman, who brought out Ellen DeGeneres.
Shut up.
doing her
What?
doing her first set since like everything happened, and it was
Yeah.
honestly ruthless, and it was so funny. Who brought
Wow.
out Adie Bryant, who brought out Brett Goldstein,
Shut up.
and then at the very end she was like, I'm probably forgetting someone. At the very end she was like, do you guys have time for one more up and comer? Like, I know it's late, and she was like, welcome my friend.
Yeah.
And fucking Adam Sandler came out in like a neon sweatsuit.
I just got FBCs.
It was
Full body
incredible.
chills.
I mean, he.
I forgot I need to say what that is.
Fanny flutter.
No, I'm glad.
You guys are like IBS?
Is that a condition? Is that a stomach thing? Yeah, I mean, we got full FBC. People were like screaming.
Wow.
It was insane. And he had like a piece of paper.
It was very cute. It looked like it like first grade, like back at school, like
Yeah.
you're prepping your speech.
Like
But
trying new stuff.
How cool.
I love about Adam Sandler because I feel like, you know, obviously everybody has their own style.
He
of
doesn't give
stand-up.
a fuck.
He does adult knock jokes. Do you know what I
Yes.
mean? Like he
It's
does
a joke.
but it's like he's just
was
so.
very-
Yeah.
If anybody else said an Adam Sandler joke, you'd be like, "Are you well?"
Or did the voice.
Yeah. But he's
can
just
do it.
so fucking funny. And the jokes are so, like, when you think back on, like, he did this one joke about, like, this phone ringing in his house, blah, blah, blah. And it's, like, so if anybody else had told it, even, like, somebody at the top of their game, you'd be like, what?
Huh?
But because he just, like, commands the fucking stage, he does not wait for you to, like, laugh. Like, he knows he's going to get the laugh, but he doesn't, like, try it. Like, I think there's a lot of comedians who are maybe not as secure in their careers because they're newer or whatever, where they, like, want the laugh. He's like, take it or leave it. I'm
Oh,
telling
he
you my
doesn't.
story,
Yeah.
and like, that's what you have. And it
Yeah.
was so fucking good.
I know. I
Wow.
forgot we haven't like fully processed that we saw Adam Sandler.
I know.
By surprise.
I still keep thinking about it like every few days. I'm like, oh, I love it.
Which is such a cool part about LA is that you can go to a comedy show and you never know like
Largo-
who's gonna pop in.
Largo also is
Largo is-
bananas every time.
Always hitting. So
I'm so jealous. That's incredible.
one thing we do quickly, because while we're talking about goals and comics, this is a manifestation podcast. We actually have crystals on the table because this is the Overheard LA podcast.
Yeah.
We've got a couple crystals for you to choose from, whichever one
none of
seems
those
to be
fit your
speaking
fancy,
to.
we have more in
We have
it.
more in here.
gosh, cool.
If you really want to hold the big daddy, you could also hold him.
I have that same one in my
no
house.
way.
Yeah.
And
it's the
he's
same
such a Venice
size.
guy.
Yeah. I know.
Such a nice guy.
So if you want to manifest something for your tour, for opening for somebody, let's manifest.
guy. I'll do
What do
the
you want to
turquoise.
manifest today?
Clarity. Genuinely.
Oh my God.
You know?
So earnest and sweet.
That's
Well,
a
because
nice one.
I've been doing every time I've wished on anything, I'm like, oh my God, there's an eyelash in my drink. Is that even mine? It might be the waitress's eyelash, but I'm gonna what do you do with it?
It
Blow it
means
off my finger or
something.
whatever. I'm like, okay, clarity. And it's just like no brain fog. You know, going into it, it's like I can see.
so good.
And that's the thing about like the stand-up thing too, is like once you start, you're up there and you're like, and my stand-up is not as much like joke, start, end, punchline, joke, starting. It's like, here's a story. Like it kind of changes, but I just have to get to the end, and then I see the end, and I'm like, I can get there. That's good. So clarity would be brilliant if I could find that.
I love
That's
that.
a beautiful answer.
That's a really great thing to manifest. I've never, like, that has not even occurred to me as
We're
something
always
to think
picking
about.
like very materialistic things that we want to manifest.
That's not true.
Well, maybe just last time when we
I
talked
feel
about
like you always put me in the boat of something I
last
don't
time
believe
we talked
in.
about winning the lottery, which is a little bit
I,
materialistic.
but you didn't ask me what I
But
was going to do
would-
with all the money. I was going to give it all away.
I'm also
I like clarity.
clarity is also like the means to an end. Like I want clarity
Yeah.
on my set so I do really well so that I make $1 million.
So I
and
become
also
Adam
just
Sandler.
having
Yeah.
that thing in your mind of like, I know what I'm doing and I'm confident in what I'm doing, because there are too many decisions in the world that have to be made. Like I suffer from decision paralysis.
Me too.
And some days I'm like, I just want someone to tell me what to do, what to wear, what to eat, where to go, and it's like, that's clarity.
You know what it was? It was, I asked you what kind of dog you had, and
Oh,
then we
sorry.
were going to ask
Oh,
you
I
what kind of
forgot.
dog you think you are. Like if you were a dog, what
We,
kind of...
we this is so weird. We just did this on the podcast that came out yesterday of mine.
Wow.
What dog I think I am, but
We're
it was
clairvoyant.
yeah, that's weird.
What was it?
It was actually what dog my co-host is, and then she did me. But she said I was a golden retriever, which I think that's such a cop out. I think I'm a mutt.
Emily
would say
asked me
mutt
what I thought you were, and I did say a golden
Yeah.
retriever. But here's my reasoning, and I don't know what Brooke's was. But which, by the way, we should say we love Brooke.
Yeah.
And your podcast
She's the
is
best.
fantastic.
We love Brooke.
You guys are so great. I think you just, or you're so nice. Like you come off so kind. Like I'm like, it's just like a golden.
No,
like
but
a nice
here's
dog
why
to
I
come into
actually,
contact with.
I'm changing my answer to mutt. Here's why I think so, because I agree. Mutt mixed with something golden.
Okay.
Because golden retriever, I think guys that are like 100% golden retriever are just like the nice, like, like they don't necessarily have like an edge or a sense of humor.
Yeah.
But because you are like funny and have a sense of humor, you are nice. You are a golden retriever, but you have a little bit more like spice.
So what are you
Like,
mixing
there's
them with?
Something else in there. I don't know dogs well enough. I don't know.
Yeah,
What?
it's hard to think of.
What are golden retrievers mixed with?
Oh, I guess that's true. I guess
Yeah.
I wasn't thinking about like real, like what kind of dogs
no,
were
we're in
mating. I was
science
thinking
now.
more just like, oh, what
Character
traits would you
traits,
add?
yeah.
We decided I'm a Chihuahua because I'm small and anxious, which is not a compliment.
You
Golden
decided
Retriever
that.
is
I
a
didn't
compliment.
des-
They
I
live a
didn't-
long time though.
Chihuahuas.
Yeah,
That's
they have a
tough.
long, shaking, anxious life, which is something you look forward to.
I'm just like not
And
a
they can be
Chihuahua
heavily
fan.
medicated. And
Yes.
that's fine.
Is this your way of telling me you need medication?
I'm already
got
on
you, girl.
medication, baby.
I know.
Don't worry.
I was thinking about that the other day. I was like, I'm not nervous at all about my tour coming up.
Yeah.
But I wonder if I can take my dog Xanax and if it would have the same kind of effect.
Our business for the day is, you saw on our account, because you do follow OverheardLA. Which
Yeah,
is always,
of course.
Always, I mean, we don't actually allow any guests through the door unless they smash that follow
Beauty.
button. But since you are
Business is business, baby.
since you are a real fan, we did a question box on our account where we asked our audience to send in airport and travel stories. The thing with planes right now in general is, and I put this as a disclaimer,
Yeah.
I was like, I don't want to hear about doors falling off of planes. I don't like this
Yeah.
shit. I don't know how you're feeling about this doors falling off of planes shit, but I
Not
don't like
great.
it. Yeah.
How are you as a like? Are
like,
you a
how
good
are you?
flyer?
Because you're about to go on tour.
I like randomly in the past like year and a half started getting scared of like panic attack every time I get on a plane. I literally almost one time was like, should I ask the flight attendant if we can fly lower so that when
This
we
feels
go
too
down, at least we won't be flying from so high. I have to. It sucks. I used to be a window open.
You need dog
Visco,
Xanax.
like picture guy. Now I need to be one large sleeping pill. Like, and if I have to do LA to New York or something, I am breathing through it until I fall asleep. Genuinely, I don't know what happened to me either. It sucks because my dad's been a pilot since I was like born, obviously. And
Really?
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I've been flying so much forever, and now I'm like claustrophobic, scared of heights. What the hell is that?
Yeah.
Why did I get late onset pussyism? That
Especially with a
sucks.
dad my brother does
Yeah.
that. Like he flies the little planes.
Yeah,
And
my
I
sister
actually
does little
haven't gone
planes.
up in one with him because I'm too scared.
Yeah, it's
but
scary.
like, if having done that, you're still afraid of flying?
It happened. I don't know what clicked. Like it was just like
Late onset pussy.
I have no idea. Like if I got
You need that dog
poisoned.
Xanax.
Yes, I don't know. I have no idea. But
Take you to the vet.
I'm okay. I will always fly somewhere.
Yeah.
And when duty calls, but I would rather drive.
That's
But I
tough.
also hate driving. So
Oh.
I
Well, let's
suck.
not
I'm
talk
miserable.
about-
So we gotta get you some kind of, you should manifest
Trains.
like fucking.
Come on.
Trains. There we go.
I love trains.
Trains are great, but they're
Unless
so
I'm outside
slow.
of the train and they go by fast. I'm like, that's so scary.
I was like,
It's simply on a rail. Like, God forbid there's a crystal on the rail.
when you said outside, I was like, so like hanging on to the top, like
No,
James
if
Bond?
like I'm at a stop and there's a train flying by, I'm like,
Oh, that's freaky.
this is crazy.
Yeah, I don't like
It's
that.
too fast.
How are we gonna get Connor around the country for his tour,
I know.
guys?
I think you guys are manifesting.
Horse
I
and
think I need
buggy.
like someone to be like dart me in the neck, and then I wake up and I'm like, all right, Phoenix.
I mean, you can find benzos that'll do that for you.
Come on. Can I say one thing about the doors? I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
let's talk about the doors.
It's like, that's why you don't give people that are taking the doors off of airplanes any press, because now people are like, I want some press.
yeah.
What? I can just.
It's
Yeah,
true. It's
I actually volunteer to sit in the exit row. I want to pop this door off. I get my 15 minutes really quick.
Oh,
That's why you just don't give those people what they want, which is.
I want to yeet those people out of the plane.
Well, they were trying to. That was their goal. I want to duct tape their hands together.
Which is happening right now, by the way. Like people are getting duct taped down on planes for trying to open
They
doors.
should.
It
Unfortunately,
happened 2 days ago.
Where?
I don't know, but it's what he's saying. It's like I think people are now being like copycat door opening, and it's
yeah.
like,
But that door didn't open.
well,
That door
one
fell off.
That one fell off.
Our
That,
last
well, that
recent
wasn't even
door.
a door. That was just like a panel of the
Yeah.
plane.
Right.
Yeah,
But there was
people
a
are
door that was separate.
That
Yeah, there
somebody
was somebody who
opened?
tried to open a door, but that one did fall off. The Alaska
I don't
one.
trust anybody.
I'm just like, I don't. Do you ever have that weird thought? Like, I feel like it's kind of like a high thought where like you become like an adult and you realize that all of the people that are doing the things that you were always like, even like politicians and like astronauts, it's like, oh, that's just some guy at work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, that's just some idiot that could make a mistake like
Yeah.
you. And
Oh,
then
yeah.
you're like, oh, like planes were built by just some guy at work. Like,
Yeah,
I can't
just
think about
drink
it.
really heavily on planes. I can't think about it.
yeah.
You should like get the option when you get on a plane to like either get, like a little like of something or not. And
or
it's
like a Men in Black.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Yeah.
I would love that. I'm opting
Just
in.
fully,
Yeah, me too.
fully knock me out. Full anesthesia, fully under.
Wait, that's so fucking funny if they just like gave you like anesthesia.
Give me that
before
Michael
you got on
Jackson
a
drug.
plane.
Let's go.
I'm
Sign
into
me
that.
up. I'm in. I'd pay the extra fee.
100%.
That would be like an
You
add-on.
want to make
like,
some money? They
do you want more leg room?
Yeah.
Do you want to get knocked the fuck out?
Yeah,
Do you
free
want a
idea.
meal?
Wait, this is actually great. I think there's legs to this. I think a lot of people would
United,
say
you
yes
could
to
make a
this.
whole lot of money. You know who could make a lot of money on that? Spirit. I want to be knocked out for a Spirit flight.
Spirit scares me.
Yeah.
I think that they just got acquired by someone. That's a totally different
Anyway,
conversation. I know you guys have.
Sponsored by
papers in
Spirit.
front of
The debate that I do want to get into because of this poll. So one person, we got a lot of these stories. One person submitted a story about how they saw, where was it? It was like, I saw a screaming match at LAX because the guy had TSA pre-check and the girl didn't, and he didn't want to wait with her. Which is very interesting.
Yeah.
And then I put a poll up, like, do you wait for the person? If somebody in the partner has pre and somebody doesn't, do you wait? And it was like heated responses on both sides. And I think it ended around, well, before I tell you how it ended, how would you vote on that? Like, you have TSA pre-check, your girlfriend doesn't.
Oh my God.
I know. I was giving like
This
a really.
is MSNBC.
I think that there's factors at play.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
One, use your pre-check. I think it depends on like, are you late for your flight? You should both miss it if you're dating, or if you're traveling together,
a new
whatever.
scenario.
You either both. If you have plenty of time, like give the person that has pre-check some duties. Go get a good seat, get a coffee for both of us, and wait there. Like there's no point in both of us like waiting in line at Dunkin' once we get through the line. Like go in, but just like. Yeah, and you don't even have to use your pre-check, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I like that.
A lot of
I
people
think that's
said
a more
that.
rational response.
A lot
than-
of people were like, I send my husband through to get coffee
Yeah.
and I wait. But then a lot of people were like passionately like, fuck no, it's not my fault that you didn't fill out the paperwork and you split up. Like, I'm not waiting.
I
with
get
you.
that more than being like, no, you have to wait with me. Are you
Yeah.
six?
One, why doesn't everybody have pre-check? It's literally
I know.
so fucking
You can do
easy.
it at Staples now also.
It's very easy.
But sometimes I'm like, I don't want everyone to get it because for some reason,
I know. Well, then I do think that like
I
if
love
everybody
having
has-
pre-check and for some reason not everyone has it. And I don't know why.
Recently, sorry, go ahead.
No, tell me.
I was just saying, I have both, But recently, the past 2 times, there's been no line for regular,
Yeah,
and everyone's been waiting in line.
Sometimes
People love
pre
lines.
is longer.
It's crazy. So I just went in
For
the
me,
regular.
it's the shoes. I don't care.
Yeah.
I will wait an
And the
extra
laptop.
15
I never
minutes
want
if
to
I don't have to take off my shoes.
The computer for me as well.
Yeah.
But
I wear slip-on. Like I'm wearing socks with Birks or something at the airport every single time, which was a mistake. I'm never doing that again. If you ever have to run and you're wearing Birks and socks,
Oh, I always wear Birks and socks on a plane.
it's like a nightmare you're having where you're like trying to get up a steep hill, but you're not moving. That's what it feels like to be late in a pair of Birks and socks at an airport.
But it's
You're
true.
running and
Why
you're
doesn't
just-
everyone have pre-check?
Yeah, I don't know why everybody doesn't have pre-check. Very easy. But my thing is, I think if this is situation dependent for me, if I didn't have pre-check and I was dating a guy and he did, I would be like, don't go without me.
No, I get it. I feel the same way. I'm like, it feels like a gentleman thing, but also, I don't know. It ended at 70%, 71% or something said split.
But here's the thing.
Yeah.
I have pre-check, and if I'm dating a guy that doesn't have it, I'm
You're
leaving
going
your
in.
ass.
Yeah.
So
100%.
it's really, I'm very much so playing into the gender game here,
Oh,
where I'm
it's
like, if you're a boy, you have to wait with me. If I have it, fuck you.
Yeah, I'm
What
gonna
if
go
a
with the
guy?
patriarchy.
Imagine a guy throwing a fit because his girlfriend went in first. Like jail time.
True. That's an ick.
Time
I'm
for
sorry.
jail.
That's an ick.
Lock them up, book them, boys.
I'm gonna go with the patriarchy on it. Honestly, when we first started, when we first started dating, Ian had pre-check and I didn't because I was lazy, and he would wait with me, and I didn't think
And that's
anything
why
of
he's
it.
your husband now.
That's why he's.
It
my
really
husband
worked
now.
out.
But were the roles reversed, I probably would have been like, "Well, I'm gonna go."
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to wait with you. That's
yeah, like
embarrassing for me.
you're a man. Like you can hold your own bags.
If I was traveling with someone, I'd be like, you should go because I want to get on my phone and like stare at it for the line time. Like I want some alone phone time.
I need a break from you, actually.
Yeah, I
so.
can't scroll, like stare, like drool, and have my
Yeah.
eyes crossed at my phone with someone else.
So anyway, that
actually
led to
valid.
a lot of heated debate. People were passionate
Wow,
about this.
It's something about the airport like brings out the
Yeah.
craziest parts
Like
of people.
there's certain things that we post. I mean, talk about like things on we love our followers in our community because they're so passionate about things and like send crazy shit
Yeah.
also because it's like anonymous. But that got people really, really passionate. Like
What
people
else?
were like,
Wait, tell us more.
I would break up with somebody if they didn't have.
Wow,
pre-check
that's
on it.
really
And I was
sad.
Well, I
Yeah.
don't think they really like each other.
Yeah.
Okay, so some of the things that we got that are very crazy. TSA made a guy take out a pickle from his carry-on and he proceeded to deep throat it.
Okay.
The guy or the TSA agent?
What? They don't make you.
Yeah, that feels
A pickle is
like
a
person-
solid.
That's not a liquid, right?
Maybe it was one of those pickles and pickled juice, and it's like
And he was like,
it's a pickle.
moist
It's an
pickle.
embryo essentially.
Yeah. Or it
So
looked like a
was
weapon.
just like, I'm pissed that
Sorry,
you're
I
making
need
me
to
throw
stop.
this out, so I'm gonna deep throat it. I don't get
And
it.
then
I don't
he,
know.
Like he like put the whole
Yeah.
thing down quickly.
I think if you're a TSA agent, every now and then it would be fun to fuck with people.
Yeah.
Because people will do
That's
whatever
all they
you
do
say.
is fuck with people. What
Yeah.
do you mean? I feel like every airport you go to, there's a different rule. Like
Yeah.
that's why I like pre-check because I'm like, I know what to expect.
But I think
No
that guy
anxiety
was
going
fucking
into
with
this.
people.
Yeah.
I think that guy was just like, oh, you got to eat that whole pickle right now.
or throw it away. It's like I really wanted
I
this
guess
pickle.
I'll eat it.
Oh yeah. I mean, I could never be me, but I'm like I get it. I would do that if I was maybe I don't know. I've had to throw away applesauce, and I was like I'm gonna drink this whole because they consider it liquid, which is like that's a gray area.
That's
Yeah,
a gray
that's a gray
area.
area.
That's like pudding.
Yeah, like I
Yeah.
can't. I also, you think I'm making a bomb out of applesauce? Please. But I
Well,
love
now
those,
you're
by the
going to
way.
be on a list for saying
I
that on a
know.
podcast. You're going to make
So
a
be
bomb
it.
out
It was
of
a matter of
applesauce.
time. But
Saw Flavor Flav in the security line. He had to put his clock in the bin.
well, yeah.
Of course. Take your
But then all of these people started writing in and being like, I saw Flavor Flav on a Southwest flight and he was saying hi to everyone. Always Southwest, by the way. So I'm like, are they paying him? And then Flavor Flav himself like shared our story and was like, hey, everybody.
No way.
What's he up to?
What a gem.
Where is he going on
This just
Southwest?
became a Flavor Flav stan account.
I'm of the mindset, and this is probably bad, but that like you can just kind of make your own rules. Like my rule is like,
We're all
okay,
gonna
use the
die.
microwave all the time, but
Yeah.
I just like don't stand close to it. And in my mind, that's fine. And like the
Well-
radiation on the plane doesn't count because like nothing counts in the air, you know, like
Mm-hmm.
me having 4 gin and tonics
Yeah.
before I land does not count.
Flights
towards
are
my
lawless.
It's a write-off.
It's no man's land. You can drink and eat as much as you want. We know.
Yeah.
I just think the stress of all of us like worrying about everything is gonna kill us before the fucking microplastics.
I agree.
Like, are eggs good for me or bad? I can't tell. Yolk, no yolk, egg whites. Why are they $2 extra? Because they're healthier?
Also,
many
egg whites in
things.
a fucking carton, very gross to me. Don't
Oh,
want that.
I
Do
know.
not want
I
that.
used to do that, and I'm so glad I don't anymore. In like high school, I would like,
I got the egg whites in a carton like a month ago.
do you
and I
like
was
drink them straight?
running out. No. But I like. Well, I'll get
was like,
there.
are you
Actually,
like a fitness guy
Funny
or
you say that because
something?
I like got out I was making coffee. I was running out the house and I like poured a splash of milk and put my to-go thing on.
No.
Yeah, I was driving for a
no,
while,
no,
driving
no,
for a
no.
while, and then I drank my coffee. I was like,
Oh no.
did I like just wash this mug or something? Another sip. Just raw eggs in my coffee.
Oh
That's my worst
And they were
nightmare.
probably just like sitting on top too. Like it was like probably a floater.
I thought you were gonna say that it became like scrambled eggs, like you all of a sudden have
Oh, they
chunky
didn't.
coffee.
Oh my God. No, they didn't even cook. They were
really
just like,
foamy cappuccino today.
they didn't even cook. Yeah. Ugh. It's
Oh,
nasty.
God.
That's tough. So
was-
are you on or off eggs now?
Yeah.
I can eat
put me off
eggs
them for a while.
really quickly if someone else cooks them. But like the second I start thinking about, oh my God, I'm eating, and I like can't even have it in my mouth.
I agree with somebody else cooking them.
Yeah.
That for some reason works for me.
Oh really?
when
I love
make-
eggs. I make them all the
You
time.
are the biggest egg queen. I cannot do it.
I love that for
Egg
me.
queen.
I was just talking to
I
somebody
actually
else.
love eggs more when I make them than when somebody else makes them. Like when you get like an omelet at a restaurant, I don't like it.
Oh wow.
It's all oily and
I don't know. The egg ick is so real. Like I was making eggs
Yeah.
the other day and like mid cooking, I was like, nope, can't do this one.
I mean,
sorry.
to be
Can't
fair,
even watch it happen.
if I experienced what you experienced, I'd be off eggs for like a year at least. Wow, that's disgusting.
Yeah, I can order, like I said, like I can get a breakfast burrito at like a restaurant or something, and I do get to the end of that too, and I'm like,
It's too much egg.
I
Always
need
in
some
certain
sausage.
burritos
Yeah.
are too much egg.
Yeah, I agree.
So, how did we get here on the planes thing? To wrap it up, other than that, most of the stories were a lot of people that are like hooking up, like meeting a stranger on a plane on a red eye and like hooking up.
How?
I know. And I'm like, that's happening. And there were tons of people that wrote in and they were like, yeah, I met a guy on a red eye. We like got drunk, made out, and dated for a year. And I'm like, what? Like Hallmark level shit.
I don't know. That feels like
happens?
maybe like an app that I don't know about.
Yeah.
Kind
Yeah.
of
Oh, I
situation.
I kind of like that.
Ooh, like a plane app.
Like the Mile High app,
yeah.
the Delta Rewards app.
Well, because
The
remember,
reward is
sex.
sex.
I like the two of you.
Sex.
The sexual tension between you and another person your age at the airport. But I didn't know it was happening. And tons of people were like, I hooked up
didn't
with a guy
either.
on a plane.
That's sad for all of us. Nobody's
know.
hitting on
I've
that.
never
Nobody's
hooked up with
making
somebody
the
from a
first
plane.
move on us, maybe I should say.
I've been asked out on a plane.
That sucks because where do you go? You're stuck. Were they sitting next to you?
Well, it was like we were seatmates the whole flight home and just like chatting. And I didn't really want to chat. And as we were getting off, he asked me out. And I
What?
said no.
I have close friends from sitting, like either drinking on my way to somewhere, like from
Yeah.
LA to somewhere. And then like you sit next to them the whole time. You're like so in high spirits. You get back here and then you see them in a bar. Like, oh, we sat next to each other going to whatever. And then
that's
I have
fun.
friends because of that. But
That's cool.
That
See,
is-
I
it
just
is
don't want
fun.
to talk to people anymore. I'm kind of like how I am in an Uber. Like, I don't know. Unless I'm obsessed with you, it's like I don't want to have a
yeah,
conversation. Like,
no, I agree.
but
I always find that I will do
find
everything
love.
not to speak to you. Like the person next to me, like everything. I'm like
Mm.
Kindle out, like headphones in, like whatever I need to do. But then at the end, you always get chatty. And then it's like the last 10 minutes of the flight, it's like, oh, where are you going? Da, 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 da. And then I'm like, oh, now we have each other's phone numbers.
Mm. Yeah.
And like, I'm going to
And it's
babysit
like,
your
should we-
child.
Yeah,
talk?
no, yeah.
you're really good at it because you make friends with strangers. Like, ain't no thing.
Which is so weird because I don't really like people.
But you're so good with them, and people
It's
like
weird.
you.
It's weird how that works.
Weird.
Anytime
Anyway.
I fly with my dad, he's from Texas, and like literally, I can hear him rows in front of me, being like, "Hey, check that out!" Like, or like, "What are you guys getting into? Where are you from?" And I'm like, "Okay." Like, it's giving like the same vibe as when you're in a hot tub with a stranger, and like, we don't have to talk. It's not a rule of the hot tub. Last time I was with him, I was like, "Dad, I'm begging you. No one in the hot tub. See how there's someone at 12 o'clock. There's someone at 8. There's 3 feet in between them. Don't talk to them. They don't want to talk to each other. Get in. You a Patriots fan? He's wearing a blue hat. Not even a Patriots logo. I'm like, okay, it's over.
Is it because you're there and you don't want to be part of it, or just in general you're making rules for your dad?
Oh my God. I just want to relax in a hot tub dead ass. And on a plane, I want to fall asleep, or in a hot tub, I just want to like.
But you're saving the other person, or you're like, if I'm involved, I don't want you talking, but like do whatever you want when you're alone.
I'm kind of just like getting secondhand, like, oh, they're being really nice because he's talking to them, but like he's talking to them because I asked him not to talk to them.
Oh, funny.
Yeah.
I feel like we should unpack this a little bit.
I know.
Okay, games. Quick games.
Yeah, games.
Sorry.
Quick games.
We're being
like
we're out of
tangent
time. I know.
corner
We
today.
are really on a
That's
tangent
my bad.
today.
Sorry.
No,
it's us.
again, it's us. We always
It's
tangent.
us.
We're gonna play a game called Overrated, Underrated. We're
Sweet.
just gonna say the thing. You say overrated, underrated.
Okay.
Venice.
Overrated. Yeah.
And you live here.
Oh yeah.
Care to elaborate?
No.
He's like, you said not.
The East Side.
I don't have a rating for the East Side, honestly. It's so weird. The people that live on the East Side love it. Mm-hmm. They probably appropriately rate it. I'm over here, like, I'll never go there unless I have to.
That's fair. I mean, you
LA is
live
so
in Venice.
fucking weird like
so.
that. I kind of like the idea of like unrated. Like I have no
Yeah,
rating.
or
I have
like
no skin in the game.
Yeah.
neutral.
Yeah.
Switzerland. The Valley.
Yeah. Overrated, I would say.
Jelena.
Underrated. Love Jelena. They could make their font size on their menu a little bit bigger. I can't read it. And I don't know any of the words on it.
We'll write a
fair.
letter.
That's
We'll
fair.
let them know. Wordle.
Overrated, unfortunately.
That was for our girl
I think
Maggie.
Connections
Maggie and
is
I play
underrated.
Thank you. Love Connections.
Love
See, we were talking
Connections.
about Maggie and I were talking about Wordle. I think it's overrated, but you play Connections. I don't play Connections.
I just
it's
have
fun.
to do. It's like a tick. I have to do all of them, like to complete my day.
I just do Connections and Wordle.
We got a really random list.
Connections
today.
took my #1 spot recently.
It's good.
Yeah.
I like it more than Wordle.
It's
for
good
sure.
to exercise our brains.
We got to use them
I'm
before
not,
the
like, rotting.
microwaves fry them all. You know.
Yeah, it's nice to be on your phone and doing something healthy. Again, I'm still getting my screen time in, but it's just like, I'm doing a puzzle.
We're all just a bunch of adults. Like,
We are, though.
man, Saddle Ranch.
Oh my God. We could have a Renaissance, but right now, overrated still.
We can have a Renaissance. I
Yeah,
like that, though.
they don't have AC. It's so hot in there.
Really?
Yeah. I went recently.
That's insane.
I think it was like supposed to be an ironic.
I don't think I've been since I like moved to LA.
I think it was supposed to be like an ironic dress Western themed party. So everyone dressed Western and it was just like body to body and I was sweating.
Oh.
I had to sit on the patio. There's no music on the patio.
Oh.
I have no recollection of the climate in there.
Well, when I went, it was like before it became like this like pre
Yeah.
TikTok. Like when I first moved to LA, so it was literally just this like funny Western bar.
Yeah.
And then it had its moment.
I know 2 people that have gotten foodborne illness there as well.
I don't know that I would
wanna,
eat there.
throw them
To
under.
know.
I think
Yeah.
I would
Yeah.
drink there and
Drinking
ride
there
that
is
bull
fun.
and like
Yeah.
get the fuck out.
Yeah.
Drink there, ride that bull, and get out.
I'll say that strip of bars right there on like Sunset is underrated.
Yeah.
Like it's fun to bounce around and then hit
Taco
Naughty
place
Pig
is
for karaoke.
Psychedelics.
I think they're on their way to be overrated. But
That's interesting.
they're sitting pretty on neutral right now.
Veneers.
Over.
Yeah.
Love yourself.
Okay, tell your story about Two Truths and a Lie. We'll end there.
I was in like this college course that I had no friends in. It was like my first college class where I was like, I don't know anyone here, and everyone was a dud too. It was a bummer. And I was like thinking, I was like, oh, I get so stressed out when they do 2 truths and a lie. Cause I'm like, I don't really have anything that crazy. So I was like, okay, I gotta make up something that's cool. And then I made up a second thing that was crazy. And then my third thing was like, oh, and I have one of my legs is like an amputated, and I have like 1 fake leg. And then I forgot I did 3 lies, and they were like one of my truths ended up being like I have a fake leg, and so like the whole time I got like advanced seating to the whole class, like no one ever asked to see my leg, and I never. And then halfway through the semester, I was like, oh my God, they think I have 1 fake leg.
Did you never wear shorts?
No, it was like a winter semester or whatever.
Wait, so did you have to keep it up? And for how long?
I didn't. it never like really came up, but like towards the end of the class, I was like, wow, I can't wear shorts.
Yeah, no, you're trapped.
I'm trapped.
Wow.
Wait, that's incredible.
Do any of them like follow you on?
No, never
Anything?
never followed up with any of them. But I was like, oh my God, I lied about. Like that feels illegal, right?
That's awful.
Can you lie about?
Having a fake leg?
But also, why couldn't one of your other lies be the truth?
I wish there was like a
that all-
reveal. I just love the idea of you forgetting one
I
day.
have those like button-up pants. Legs.
I do like that all paths lead back to fibula. Though.
I know.
Like,
Oh
what
my
if you-
God!
God.
Wow!
Very
Yeah.
into
Hey,
that.
you got there.
That's the
Neither we did
invisible
not.
thread. The invisible thread.
Oh my God! The invisible thread.
Hold the
And wait,
crystal.
The invisible thread theory was also the invisible thread of the whole episode.
This is
It
fantastic.
is.
We have to end on this because
Fibula.
nothing better will
We
ever
have
happen.
to end on
Actually,
that.
hold on. Tell us about your tour. Tell us where people can find you.
Oh, yeah,
Tell
yeah.
us
Oh,
anything
yeah.
you have going
just
on in your life.
plug your tour where people can find you. Your handles, everything.
Okay, I got the Fibs and Friends tour coming up.
Fibs and
starting
Friends.
next week in Seattle and Portland. I can't remember. Most shows are sold out. I added some late ones.
Hell yeah.
There's a link in my bio. My Instagram is Fibula. My TikTok's Fibula. And I got a podcast. Brooke and Connor make a podcast. That's pretty fun. If you resonate at all with unable to be alone syndrome, you'll like it. And that's it. Still no callbacks for a job or audition. So you can't find me on TV yet or in anything else.
You
Yeah.
can come work here anytime.
Yeah.
Thank you. I love this place.
Yeah, this was so fun. Thank you for coming.
So
This
much fun. That was
a
so
delight.
easy. When you showed me the time just now, I was like, oh, geez, there's no
I know.
way. I thought it was-
That's our problem is like we could go for like 4 hours. If
No,
we don't
ditto.
bounce This, and then
Ditto.
I see him going like this. And
I'm
like,
gonna
fuck.
start wearing the Flavor
Oh, I thought he
Flav
was saying you're
clocks.
crazy. I kept seeing that too. I was like, oh, yeah.
Wait, yeah, Justina's gonna wear a Flava Flav clock next time, and then I'll just know.
Oh, yeah, you can
You don't
watch
need
the
anybody
clock.
telling
But yeah, damn, that invisible thread of fibula.
Oh, so
I
fun.
feel
That was great.
I feel so complete. I'm
Me
good.
too. That was good. What are you
back
guys
to
going to
our
have for
show.
lunch?
Oh, I don't know. A
I
fibula.
know what we're gonna have for lunch because
We're
we have
gonna
it
have
every
Mendo.
time. We're gonna
Yeah.
have Mendocino Farms or Takaya.
Oh, yum.
Hell
Good job,
yeah.
guys. That sounds awesome.
You want to throw us a toodles?
Toodles.
Toodles.
Bye, guys.